Joelle Eastman.
Hey.
What's her name?
I'm Jacqueline.
Jacqueline, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you
Thanks for coming in today.
No problem.
Would you like some water and tea, coffee?
Water, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. So my name is Joelle Eastman, and I've been working in the Youth Center for 10 plus years. And I've also did my practicum here from Booth University College. I obtained my Bachelor of Social Work degree here at Booth University College. And just working with youth has always been a passion for me. I've been working with youth for so long, so I have extensive experience doing that. And I would just like to let you know that confidentiality is very important to me. So whatever is said in this session between us will stay between us, unless there's a confidentiality is limited through if there's a danger to yourself or others, if there's a purpose of supervision or consultation, subpoena, and a client waiver, and also if there is a suspicion for child abuse and elder abuse. Do you understand that?
Yeah, makes sense.
That's good. Let's carry on. So, you feel comfortable here?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So how is it getting here?
It was good.
It's nice outside today.
Yeah, no, it is more sunny out, which is nice compared to the rain or snow.
Okay, so what brings you in here today? What would you like to talk to me about?
I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know. They told me to come here, so here I am, I guess. I don't know, they say I'm in a gang, but I don't really know what that means or why. But yeah.
Who was saying you were in a gang?
So one of the youth worker leaders there, they told me that I needed to go see you, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, they said, oh, okay. Okay, so you don't know what a gang is?
No. What does that mean?
Well, usually gangs are really prominent in the city right now. A lot of youth get involved in gangs, especially they usually get involved by, I guess, getting the wrong idea, getting in with other friends that are in gangs. So what I see often is that youth are getting involved with gangs because they feel that they're left out, or they have nothing else, or they can't do anything else, but I don't think that's true. So that's what I see it as. But tell me a little bit about yourself though. How do you support yourself? What's your family? Do you live with your family?
Yeah, I live with my mom and my little brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that close to the youth center?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Walking distance?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like straight over, so.
Oh, that is close.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any, so are you working or going to school? What do you do?
Yeah. I'm in grade 10, so yeah, I go to school, yeah.
Okay, so full time, okay. And you're not working part time or anything?
No, not really. I work a bit, but yeah. Because it's just part time. But I do some work, so.
So what kind of work do you do?
I give people kind of things that they want, and I kind of get money from that, so it's good in that way.
So what do you mean by giving people things and giving them what they want? What does that mean?
Just like different things, kind of like acid or shrooms or weed, kind of stuff like that.
So what drugs?
Yeah.
So I guess that's like a step. Why they sent you to me? Probably you're getting into a step into that cycle. So we could talk more about that. So how are these friends you're hanging around with? Are they helpful to you? Are they helping you? Are they a gain through all this? Or?
Yeah, no, they're really nice people. Like, it's a good group of people. Like a bunch of them are from like Somalia and Ethiopia too.
Mhm.
So I mean, a lot of them speak Arabic, but they're also like they're fluent in English too.
Okay.
So I don't know. It was hard coming here, not really knowing people, and they kind of understand me in a way, which is nice. I don't know. It's hard being the new kid and also someone that's not from Winnipeg or not from Canada. Period. Kind of stand out a bit, I guess, but.
Yeah, from what I get out of this, like just a lot of these youth are all transitioning into the new community, new
Yeah.
society, new people, and it's hard. But there's also resources, services all over the city that can help too, and I'm here to help. We could talk about anything.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that comes to mind is that you need some support with like any like how was first of all how was school going for you? You getting good grades and
Not bad. I don't know. I've always kind of struggled with math too, and so it's always that's even back home in Guatemala that was hard.
yeah.
Math and science, I never kind of stuff. Something like history or even like I don't know art class, a lot more fun to be in. So I guess it was a little hard at the beginning, just things being a little off in language differences, but yeah, I'm all right, I guess, like 70-ish.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
So what's one of your so you're proficient in English, I guess, or any other?
Yeah, I kind of like writing stories a bit.
Yeah, that's good.
So I used to
That's
do that when
good.
I was little, but I know art's like my favorite class.
Wow. Okay, that's also very good.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have like do you do any like I know in gym class someone always has their favorite sport or anything. Are you involved in any after school sports or in school?
No, I don't really have time for that. I'm pretty busy, so.
Oh, so you don't have a sport.
No, I don't play sports, no.
So you haven't been interested in any after school programs or anything?
Like I don't know.
Like for tutoring for your math and
No, I've never actually gone to those. My mom works a lot, so she's kind of away. I kind of like make dinner for my brother, so.
oh, okay, so you're very independent too.
Yeah, I kind of gotta be there for him because like, who else is gonna be? So.
Yeah. From what I see, like what I understand that you guys don't have daycare for your little brother. How old's your little brother?
He's 7.
Oh yeah, he could go into daycare after school and that. I know some schools have daycare right beside, but I can look into that for you if you would like.
Yeah, I don't know. That stuff's pretty expensive. Like I'm doing what I can, trying to make money to help him out. So.
Well, just if it goes by your income, I can help you with subsidy programs, anything.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
It's really beneficial for a lot of clients too as well. So subsidy programs, and that's why I asked you about sports too. They have subsidy to get into them.
Oh,
Programs. So it's very so just being resourceful and all that, finding ways for you to navigate out of a lifestyle. So are you any other interest you like, since you like sports and I know you like English, you like art?
Yeah, I like drawing and art. Yeah, I mean, I do like different sketches of words and stuff. And then I'm just hanging out with friends. It's kind of fun going for walks, just kind of like getting to know the city a bit too. I don't know, it's kind of cool trying all the different like food that my friends had too. There's like a cool like Ethiopia place in Sargent. It'd be kind of fun checking that out.
Yeah. So what do you think, like from them doing that illegal activity, don't you think would you like doing that? Would you like to get involved into, well, at first, when we first met, you said they like to do stuff for them with drugs and stuff, so.
Oh, no, it's just like to make money though.
To make money.
Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of have to make money in order to like have success and like succeed in life, right? So.
Would you be interested, well, instead of that, there's this place that comes to mind about programs for work experience for youth. They get into this program, I could make a referral for you at the end of the session if you want. It would be really great for you, especially they have this art studio, and they have just like training initiatives, especially for like youth that want like skill building and leadership. So
How much do you make in that though?
I think they start with minimum wage.
Because like minimum wage isn't really enough to like live off of. It's kind of to make.
Okay.
I don't know. I kind of need to like help out at home, so like that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I can't really. If I wanted to make like $12 at McDonald's, I could do that probably, but.
What about and what does your mother do? Like you guys?
She works at a factory. She kind of like binds paper together and makes like books, I guess, or different like catalog things.
Okay.
And then she goes to school after that.
Okay. And there's no other support system out of the way?
No, my dad's back home, so.
Oh, he's back home. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't really seen him in like 4 or 5 years, I guess it feels like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he hasn't contacted at all to try check up on you guys or anything?
Like we've FaceTime every now and then, yeah.
Oh, so that's good.
Yeah, no. It's just been hard for him to get out here, kind of thing.
Yeah, it'd probably be best too that way. Okay. So what about your thoughts and feelings lately? How have you been feeling about everything going on?
It's been good, it's just, I don't know. It's hard, it feels pretty busy, not gonna lie. Feels like there's a lot to do all the time. So.
Yeah. I think everyone gets like that once in a while. Something I like to do is write my negative thoughts and feelings in a journal. That just helps me de-stress in my situation, and it really helps me. And I think it works too. Would you be would that be a goal for you to try?
Yeah, I could
The
do
next
that,
session?
yeah.
Okay, that's good. And there's also a gratitude list too, where the positive thoughts and feelings come to mind, and you just bring that together and write them down.
Okay.
It just feels better writing stuff on paper instead of and getting it off your chest. You know, it really helps me. Are you interested in that?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Okay, I can write that down as the end of the session. Okay, so what other things do you do to relax? Can you? Is there at the youth center? What kind of activities do you do there at the drop-in?
I know they usually play music, so I kind of just hang out with people and talk while they play music, and then they have some like snacks there sometimes, like crackers and cheese and stuff like that. I don't know. And then there's board games. So they're fun. They have board games. Yeah. Yeah.
That's exciting.
There are different like card games and stuff too. So mostly just play games, talk with friends there. So my friends go there, and then we, I don't know, just hang out after that too, and then kind of go out after.
Oh, nice. So are you thinking of any interest in, I know this other place with West Central Center, they have this, well, it's also like a drop-in, but they have more activities, especially with art and that, and I know one of my clients was referred to the art gallery. They got into this excellent program. Would you be interested in anything like that? I know you're an artist, so and that's a skill for you.
Like they do art there?
Yeah. It's very, yeah. Another client of mine actually liked it too when I referred her that it was very successful. So, and I know artists, and if you'd like to do that, I can make a referral to at the end of the session for that.
Yeah, that sounds kind of, like art's kind of fun, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
If I got time, yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, and plus we'll make just from summarizing from what we talked about today, we can get subsidy for daycare for your little brother.
Okay.
And maybe, and you can, I'm not sure, since her mom is very busy, if she would have came to it maybe in one initial visit, if she can. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
She's
together.
only really off work on the weekends, but I guess she doesn't have class every day though, so she usually studies a lot. But yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay, that'd be great to meet her. She sounds very hardworking.
Yeah, she is.
That's good.
Mhm.
And you sound very independent too, helping your mom help watch your little brother. That's good.
Yeah.
And how is he doing in school? He's doing good too?
He's doing pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's a good kid.
That's awesome. So from here, what are, is there anything going on in school? Like I know you have a stable home, and I know your school's going good, and you like art, and you're being involved. Well, you're not being involved, but your friends are asking you to do things for them, and you think, I know it's hard to make money in that, but would you, when you think of on the positive side, would you want to get into this program if you had time? If we could maybe make another,
I mean, like the art part sounds fun. So
Yeah.
like maybe do both. Yeah.
okay, that's, okay, I could do that. I could put that on our agenda for next time too, so.
Okay. Yeah.
So how are you feeling right now?
Good. Yeah. Yes. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still like a little confused, I guess, but like not bad.
So is there any other support in the youth center? Do you have, like,
No. Well, there's like the youth. There's like the leaders that work there that kind of like run the program, I guess, in a way. It's more of like free drop-in though, so it's not that structured. But
yeah,
but yeah, there's like the people there. So, like, talk to them a bit.
okay, did you ever, like, have the, like, empathy to, like, tell your friends on how, like, on how they have strengths in doing other stuff too? Instead of,
Like
do you
tell
have,
them what they're good
like,
at.
do you, yeah,
Um.
instead of, because from what I'm hearing is they're getting you to do stuff for them. What if you get in trouble for that? That wouldn't be beneficial for you on your side, right? Just you want to have a healthy relationship, especially still when you're living with your mom and you have your little brother.
Mhm.
Be a good role model. Do you think of?
I feel like I'm providing for the family though and getting them money, so I think that's pretty good. Getting, I know it's nice to have food ready for him when he comes home from school and like do that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the art thing would be good. I think they do have some. It's I know they pay there too, like taking part in the program for youth. This is something that just came up too, so it's a
Okay.
new program. I think you would like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I could check it out a bit. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, we're on a great start here. So thinking, okay, so on the agenda, all right, is it okay if we write some goals for next session? Like
Yeah.
from some goals,
Sure.
even short, long-term goals, so at least something you feel comfortable with.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
Okay, so we're gonna put the journaling, could you do that?
Oh, right, yeah.
The journaling, would
Okay.
you be interested in that? Maybe half an hour a day? And then our next visit, we can carry on and,
Yeah, I might forget though. I've never really done that before. But yeah, but I'll try to remember. Yeah.
okay, and there's even, you could also call me. Like,
Okay.
I'll give you my number.
Okay.
And you can call me, email me, just leave a message, and I'll contact you as soon as I can.
Okay.
And for the agenda, I'll make those referrals to art and see if I could try that other program which you're interested in the arts, so. And then the daycare subsidy.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the journaling is on our plan right now.
Okay.
And we could arrange a meet with your mother too. That'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. We can do that.
Okay.
Mhm.
So how did you feel meeting with me today?
Like a little confused about why I was here.
Yeah. Is it your first time meeting a social worker?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never really done that before. I don't really know. Wasn't sure what that really meant. So.
Okay. Yeah, so if you have any questions, anything, you could always give me a call. I'll give you my card at when I walk you out. So.
Okay.
So I thank you for meeting with me today, and I'm hoping we're working on towards more of these goals. So So, and hopefully we could get everything done on the agenda, short, long term, so everything's good. Okay, well, it was nice meeting you today.
You too?
Yes. Thanks.
Okay, so there were, I think we're up to a good amount of things, but yeah, I just want to say the beginning part was pretty good. You offered them something to drink, said asked them what their name was, talked about your own like who you are, what your role is, how many years of experience, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You didn't do small talk right at the beginning, but then you kind of remembered it, I think, later.
Yeah.
So you were able to do that a little bit. Wasn't maybe, I don't know if it was enough to build rapport, but it was a good start. Yeah, you didn't really talk, it says on here something about talking about like roles and responsibilities, what the purpose of meeting is. You sort of, I guess, talked about it because she was referred and she kind of had to be there, so it kind of was talked about. And then a good thing, you asked if she felt comfortable, that kind of thing, so that was pretty cool.
I was scared.
I thought that was good because it kind of like tries to, you're wanting to
Well, it's
to
better
help
from
them
last
out.
time. Remember last week
Yeah.
I couldn't hear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
so
I just felt
the whole thing has been a lot better.
okay.
Yeah, so I think a main thing was that I think even at the end she still didn't quite understand what the word gang was.
Okay.
And I think that kind of portrayed through the whole thing, because even at the end she was saying she was confused.
I know.
So it's hard kind of to go back on what you've started to talk about but haven't completely explained.
Yeah.
Because you explained why somebody might be in a gang, but you didn't really
Yes,
talk about
it
what the
was.
word really meant. And so for somebody, especially not in like English as a first language speaker, or somebody who doesn't really know the word specifically, it's a slang kind of, you know,
Yeah.
so
I know, I could have talked about
understanding. And then when she talked about that she was like dealing drugs, you could say, well, that is a main thing of being in a gang. So like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You would be like,
okay.
like, you know, pointing it out without being judgmental, but you kind of just glossed over it.
Okay.
I don't know if that you were like too scared to talk about drugs or like
know.
what was going on there, because that's like a kind of a big
Yeah.
thing.
That is.
And that's also like, is that something you report? Is that a harm to them or others? I feel like it kind of is. So also just thinking about that, I don't know for sure, because that's kind of a weird area.
Yeah, that's kind of a gray area.
So I'm not quite sure about that one. But another thing, I felt like a lot of times like you were doing stacking questions, maybe because you didn't know for sure what question you were going to ask as you were talking, but you would kind of say about 5 questions in one, and then by the end she wasn't quite, maybe not quite sure what question you were asking, or you would summarize and at the end you would have a question.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay, there's a summary, but then all of a sudden there's a question. And there was like no stop in between. But the use of your summarizing and your paraphrasing I thought were really good. And the clarification, I thought all of those were really good, and the minimal prompts and all that kind of thing. So and listening to her was all really, really good.
Okay.
Another one's, you did this multiple times. You would kind of word your question into this is what they should answer kind of a way. You know, so instead of asking an open-ended question like what kind of supports do you have, or how is your relationship with your dad, you would say your relationship with your dad's pretty well, isn't it? That kind of way. But you didn't say isn't it, but it was kind of along those same lines, like kind of getting into that leading question kind of thing. Without intending to, obviously. I don't think you were meaning to say those things. And then another thing I saw a lot was you referring to like making lots of referrals, thinking about the different resources that she could go into, like with different work experience and with subsidy for daycare for her brother, for even like, and having ideas kind of thing. As much as we want to do that, as a social worker, what we've been learning is to kind of get to that together, and also be asking her what she has done, if she's done these things. So I think for me personally, what a better way to word those things instead is, have you looked into different work placements? Have you looked into this? And then if they say no, or if they say, oh, what is that? Then to explain. Like, just to have the question at the first thing, before hopping right into, oh, I know of all of these cool places that you could go to. I think you should do this. I think you should do that. To first be asking, like, is this something you're interested in? Have you done this before? And then after that, be like, this is some really cool things that you could do. So just another way to word it in a way that makes sense. And that's not bordering on forcing them to do it. You weren't, but like,
it was kind of a hard topic to
right? And if they referred to it, they kind of are forced into into being here already. You don't want them to all of a sudden be like, oh man, I have to do 10 different things in the next week, you know? And so like, because you kind of feel overwhelmed, right? So it kind of gets to be difficult, because the thing is, you have a short session with them, you want to give them as much help as you can, but at the same time, it's sometimes a good idea to kind of just go back on it, say, next time we'll talk about the different things that I already have in mind, or what specific thing can we focus on today?
Or I could even requested something with gang prevention
programs.
Like,
I mean, there's so many different referrals that you can make. I know that
so
it's pretty much
it's a hard
endless,
topic,
but
this is a learning experience.
Oh
so.
Yeah, no, it is.
I think just one more thing. What was I gonna say? Oh yes, with the reflecting emotions, you didn't really do it at all.
Okay.
I noticed, like, you asked her how she was feeling, but you didn't really reflect back what kind of emotion she was feeling. Like, she mentioned a few times she was confused, but you didn't really take that into I sense that you're feeling overwhelmed and unsure of what these words mean. Like, it didn't really go into emotions for the most part at all. So that would be a big thing to work on, I would think. Would just to be like the reflecting emotions. I know it's hard.
I don't know about the time. I don't know.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
She was looking at me. I didn't know.
Well, I was trying to be like, there's so much time
So
left.
I looked back and I wasn't sure on the time.
Yeah, and that's another thing we can work on as we're going
okay.
into the other videos. But overall, you concluded pretty well. You had lots of good insights. You were really warm and understanding to her, and we're pretty good with your body language, that kind of thing. So overall, pretty good. Just few options.
Okay, well, that's some good feedback.